Hi YouTube, I thought I'd can you see Isis, the goddess Isis? I thought I'd sum up my last video because the reactions on my last video is exactly what I was expecting, right? Once again. I've done a video before about this sort of thing, and yeah, most people got it. Okay. About not long after 9/11 happened, American, obviously, tourists come to England to see the palace. If you sometimes if you meet an American, they ask you if you know the Queen. Obviously, that's not everyone, but yeah, they come to see the palace and they come to see London and all that sort of stuff, right? And it was actually published in, I think it was the Telegraph. And it was like for the English citizens to sort of how Americans are very patriotic to their country. How they react in different ways to us, and how terrorist, you know, basically this terrorist thing, and the way to handle people in airports. And it was talking about how patriotic they are, right? Now, if you've got a big slab of land, right? And the British Empire, the British Empire, you know, the most notorious Nazi dictatorship that exists, right? Worse than anything you could possibly think of. Think about it, right? British Empire, right? How many different countries did our Queen have colonisation over? Yeah? There's only a lot of countries have got sovereignty now, you know, like the Jamaicas and the Barbados and Canada and Africa and parts of, is it Japan, I think? Gibraltar, and then obviously our area, and you know, there was a few other places. In America, originally, we went over there and tried to colonise it, and they had a civil war, right? I don't know the full ins and outs of the civil war. All I know is our our king at the time, funded both sides of that civil war. Now, so from that, I understand why Americans would want guns, right? Because if you've lived through that, your ancestors have lived through that and had to fight against the government, or, you know, the British Empire, whatever else, then the colonists stood up and done that. You understand why the Constitution has got these amendments in it, because that big event, they needed guns, right? I personally wouldn't need a gun. I don't understand the concept of guns, and I don't understand why a culture would want guns, right? But I understand why the Americans are so drawn to guns, because of their history, right? And funny enough, they want to keep guns, right, to protect their land, etc, etc, excuse me, from really the British, right, if you want it as it is, right? But when I'm slagging off America, right, I'm slagging off the government and the fact that there's a huge portion of your population that are brainwashed, right? Now, in comparison to population levels, your population level's 10, 15, 20 times more dense than ours is. You've got more people in your country than we have on this little rock, right? Now, what is America stood for? Land of the free. When I was a child, everything in America was, wow, look, America, wow, it's so high tech, it's so advanced, it's so, woo, yeah, Disney, da 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 da. Every kid loved it. Every kid in England wanted to go to America to live the dream. Go there, and you know, it's so backdated, you know, it's like parts of it are stuck in the 80s and the 90s, and nothing's really that high tech, and there's silly rules and regulations and certain things and da 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 da, right? But there's this culture of everyone goes, have a nice day. You know, that isn't the case, because everyone doesn't go, have a nice day, right? There's this culture of land of the free, and, you know, freedom of speech, and, you know, you can be free in this country, yeah? You've become independent, and you've stood up for your rights once before, right? There isn't that much history of the British doing that, right? We just dominate. Yeah, we control and take everything back and then use other countries as patsies. Yeah, and England still currently to this day is using America as a military patsy.
Oh my God, you have a message.
We're the financial hub. Yeah, the Vatican is the religious hub. Yeah, now this is what I'm, you know, if America stand up and go, fuck you, we're not doing this no more, you have got to give us back our rights, stand for our constitution, that big slab of land standing up and going, no, fuck off, right? England would follow, France would follow, Australia would follow, all the countries would follow, right? Currently in the UK, our crap government, the Conservative government, you know, the fucking cabbage packed old David Cameron, right, is currently cutting back public services. Now, the bankers have said, lots of people have said that if he keeps doing what he's doing, we're going to have another recession. Well, we've been going on about this for ages. Everyone on the conspiracy shows and whatever on YouTube knows this is going to happen, right? The TUC, which is the Trading Union Committee in England for public services, etc., had a meeting yesterday, I think it was, or the day before. And they had the governor of the Bank of England come and give a speech, right? And he said about 10 sentences or whatever else, and part of the committee walked out because they don't want to speak to him. But he stood there and he said, it's not your fault. It's none of your members' faults. The bank made a mistake. It's the bank's fault. Everyone in the bank, yeah? Right? So why is everyone else paying for these so-called fucking highly educated people who are on £200,000, £300,000, £400,000, £500,000 a year, right? But getting compensated, right? And not actually being punished, right? Putting their fucking cock-ups onto the normal working class people to pay back their debt when they live in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bedroom mansions, probably got somewhere in Spain to live as well, and drive 4 cars, yeah? So you can see that the Trading Union Committee in the UK is getting pissed off, right? And the only way we're going to solve any of the problems in this world is a global non-compliance. Global. People help one another. Help thy neighbour. Grow your own food. Share cars. Don't go to work. Don't feed the services. Don't feed the banking families or the elite. You know, the whole country or the whole world done it for a week. Oh my God, everything would fall over. We can then restructure. But the problem is whenever you have a leader, there's always room for corruption. Okay? Because everyone should learn to lead for themselves. You know, common law in this country says that if you hurt or cause loss to someone or something of someone's, what's his name, then that's the only law there is. Well, if everyone actually lived to them laws, right, then the world would be a better place. All this other bollocks that goes on. You know, it's just got to the point now where you see you've got 95%, I'll say that's probably too much, 80% of the population, right, are on the poor and working class line. They can pay the bills, maybe. Some of them can. Some of them are living on the fucking bread line. But pay the bills and eat. That's about it, right? And most working people, unless there's 2 of you working in the house, full-time on pretty good wages, you won't have much more of a life, right? So then you've got this bit of middle-class people. You've got like 5% of the population a bit more money and a bit better off and have got a bit nicer house, maybe 1 more bedroom in their house. And then you've got this gap, right? And then you've got the top 10% of the population that are on like 4 billion a year, or £4 million a year, or whatever else, on excessive wages, right? It's just got to the point where there is absolutely no balance. Everything in this world, right? Every single thing in this world, whether it's a lighter, whether it's an ashtray, whether it's a cup, is made and produced with someone's labour. Everything is someone's labour, right? Everyone can give labour. Where's the fucking problem? Just what I mean? It's just so fucking, and it's really difficult to explain this to other countries. But I'm not attacking America as America itself. I'm saying to America, do what you've done before, because people will listen to America, because America's a massive, great, big country, right? And even though a lot of the population of the world are a bit pissed off with the fact that, you know, they're a bit brainwashed and a bit, we're the only country in the world, we're so great, because you do get that, right? And any American citizen out there who actually is being truthful will admit that. They know people like that. I'm not saying that the British are like that. I fucking hate everything this country stands for, right? Britain, England, yeah, we're the cause of half this bollocks anyway.